Oh buddy, Andy here again. Well, here I am out in the woods, a place that I've been to lots of times before. I've made several videos out this way before, and as I've said, I like to come out here every sort of season of the year really, and I haven't managed it for a while, and thought I'd come out in autumn and see how things have changed. As you can probably hear the leaves rustling under my feet. But one of the things I've just noticed here, and I saw a sign, if I turn round, hopefully you'll be able to see up there, they've actually got cattle in here now, and they've actually fenced part of it off. I remember them actually clearing that part behind me, and it was always one of my favourite parts to go to actually, because it was interesting, because it had been cleared. Other creatures, plants, etc., foliage, whatever you want to call it, started to sort of creep in there, and it was a lot barer, and it was great for taking photographs and things like that. And now I know why they've done it, because they've actually introduced these cattle, and this is part of what is pretty much partly an ancient wood, but it's called Breed High Woods. I have said I've done several videos from here before and probably talked about this place before. But a great place to come, and owned by the Woodland Trust. Now, the Woodland Trust do a hell of a lot of good work, especially now with the Queen's Diamond Jubilee next year. I know they're sort of got this campaign to plant sort of thousands or millions of trees actually around the country. Not necessarily here, although there are plenty of trees that are quite new, some little saplings, etc., of oak trees, etc. And what they're trying to do here is to bring back the ancient type of trees, the oaks, the traditional British trees, and there is what we class as ancient forest here within this particular wood, and there's all the old conifers where it's been managed before, and they're changing things around. But also what they're doing here is by trying to put the cattle back in, I suppose it's going back to what things used to be like a long time ago. Yes, it's meant that I can't come and go quite as close as I'd like to in certain areas, but seeing these here, it's a bit strange actually. They're just wandering around. I don't know how well managed they are. They are tagged. They've actually got barbed wire here to stop you, but you can see them, they're all quite happy. They probably don't get much disturbance at all. A few dogs running around I suppose, but I'm sure they can see dogs off. But another point actually, you wander around here and there's woods, as I said, there's trees everywhere, and you get up in the higher parts and there's woods everywhere, and this particular area of the country, and I'm very lucky in that, is pretty wooded, and I think we think of Britain as being a fairly wooded country. But when you actually read about it, when you actually see, we're not. Compared to a lot of other, especially European countries, we're actually in a bit of a bad way. Hence the fact that we're trying to replenish the forests and put new ones in, which is all good. I mean, my wife had a course to fly over Germany, a country I've never been to, last year, and she couldn't believe the extent of the forest. Yes, you see woods when you fly over Britain, but not in the same way that she said, and that's the sort of thing that brings it home. Although we think this is a green and pleasant land and a heavily wooded land, because of our history we've decimated the forest for various reasons. Henry VIII building warships, or for planks and pit props and trench boards, etc., from the First World War. So we actually need to replenish them. So don't be fooled. It's like anything really. Don't be fooled just because you see some greenery, just because you see some trees. It doesn't mean that everything is completely hunky-dory. So it's great to come to places like this and to see what they're doing. Okay, as I said, it's not enabled me to go over there, but if this is going back to what things used to be like, then they seem pretty happy. Those cattle over there, not bothered. They had a look up and had a look at me and thought, no, he's not going to bother me, even if he has got a red top on. Oh dear, red rag to a bull. Let's hope there's none out there. Anyway, let me continue my walk. I'll speak to you again soon. Goodbye.